Okay, time now is 2 p.m. on April 19th. Uh 18th. Yeah, holy shit. I feel great. I went to bed at 5:10, which is admittedly a little late, but yeah. Um I feel really good. It's just sleep from 5:10 to around 1:30. And I woke up a couple times in the middle, but it was fine. I was just laying on my bed, and yeah, this I forgot the last time I slept until after noon. And I also forgot the last time I slept for more than 7 hours. So this is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. Yeah. Well, actually, I think 5:10 to about 1:30 is like 8 hours ish. Anyways, but this is rejuvenating. I feel good. But yeah, last night I have begun my OPT games, and unfortunately, I should have done this 2 months ago, and now I'm really worried. I actually WhatsApped Asir, and he's like, "What? You haven't done the request? I did the request a whole month ago." So, yeah, so I'm kind of fucked. But that's the issue is that I don't have enough international friends in film that are about to graduate. I realize that most of the people I'm friends with now are either um, a year lower than me or are just not international. The ABCA people, Christian and Maisie, etc., are just not international. Asir, as it turns out, is like one of the few people who I can rely on. Same with Tiger, who's also graduating. I guess the only other person I can think of is like Alice Liu or something. So I don't know. I hope things are okay. I'm gonna have to pay for premium processing so that they can process my OPT request faster. It's this insane multi-part chess game where you have the OPT request and you have I-765 and then you have I something and then it's absolutely brains fucking basically. It's the same shit I wrote about in The Empire where applying for something is like super complicated, multi-parted process, and yeah. I also spent like 4 hours trying to edit a promo for the Empire last night, and I'm barely done. So yeah, but yeah, today is gonna be great. It's gonna be chill. I'm gonna go to H Mart because I for some reason have finished a lot of food in my fridge, and I'm genuinely foodless. I don't even know what to eat for lunch right now. It's actually kind of crazy. So yeah, definitely need to go to H Mart. Definitely need to buy a bunch of stuff. And then that's it. I don't really want to go out and do too much. And tomorrow I'll be taking a look at the LA Festival of Books at the USC campus and going to the gym again. Just yeah, chilling. This weekend is gonna be chill. And yeah, waiting on Sunny's response, and that's pretty much all I really like. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole. I have decided that you know I'm always worried about a bunch of things. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, like joining a friend group and then getting that internship, getting a job at school. And right now I'm only worried about really just two things. One is OPT and the other is Sunny. And I have decided to not worry about anything else, basically. I've decided OPT is inevitable, but I decided that Sunny would be the last thing I should worry about. Theoretically, I shouldn't be worried about anything right now because I only have 2 months away, but it's good to have just one thing, one goal, one conflict to work towards. Just the one. And everything else I'm pretty much set. Like APCA people, am I close to them? Am I not? Not really. I saw an Instagram story of Daniel Pan and Harley hanging out. At the end of the day, I'm still not that close with that group. But I'm okay. I've made peace with it, and I feel closer to the Click to View group and Collins group, even though I'm not like super tight with them. But I don't know. I vibe with them a little more. I think more importantly, I feel really close to Christian and Maisie, which is surprising, but I think that makes a lot of sense. I feel like that's yeah, I feel like that makes even more sense. And then yeah, and then etc. etc. Yeah, I'm thinking too much, but yeah, feeling good, feeling good. Okay, time now is 2:41 a.m. in the morning. Um, yeah, today is a quaint day, but I will say it's a solid day. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know. I told myself I want to enjoy every single day, and today wasn't really dense. It wasn't entertaining, but it was productive. I spent most of it at my place, but I did go outside and etc. So yeah, I slept for 8 hours, which is really sweet, really nice, good sleep, loved it. I woke up and then right off the bat, I dealt with the most important thing I had to do today, and that is OPT. And holy fucking shit sacks, I'm fucked. So I don't know what happened in March. I guess I blanked out. I guess I I don't know. I guess I was a vegetable last month because I didn't do anything about OPT last month. I was too busy going to San Francisco, and then I don't know what happened. My mind was just a blank fucking last month. But I applying for the OPT request, you can do it at the latest 45 minutes. At the latest 45 days after graduation, which seems like, oh, well, I'm still a whole month away from graduation, so I should be good. Well, it complicates because, as it turns out, everyone and their mothers apply for OPT in February. Like the moment OPT opened, they apply. Because the processing time for the USCIS, the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. Their processing time is 3.5 months, 3.5 months. And so, yes, I could apply when I graduate, May. 3 months later, it would have been August. August. And you know what that means? That means I will be flagellated, skinned alive, impaled from the anus to the mouth, and die on a stick. That's what's gonna happen to me. And yeah, not cool, obviously. I'm being overdramatic, but I will die. Actually, I will actually be buried alive, in sulfur, suffocated in sulfur. That's what's gonna happen to me. So essentially, if I have a 2 month grace period after my graduation, so May 15th is my graduation, and 2 months is July 14th, right? July 14th, and my job has to start within July 14th. Like, July 14th is the latest it can start. So, if I apply for OPT in May, and then it gets processed until August, then the whole thing is counterintuitive. It doesn't line up. Now, of course, the alternative to that is you can pay the premium processing fee. And I watched those tutorial videos last night learning about OPT. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just pay the fee. I know it sucks. I'll take a little money out. Turns out it's not little money. It's a whole 2 months rent. It's $1,800 for the premium fee, or 1.5 months, which is ridiculous. Okay, that's like my kidney. My kidney costs $1,800 or more. I don't fucking know. So, I don't know. Should I donate a kidney to the government, or should I survive and get flagellated and eaten alive? Who knows? But that is definitely an issue. And I talked with Asir today, and Asir was able to help out because last night I texted Asir. I was like, when should my OPT start date be? And last night I almost selected June 1st. June 1st seems reasonable. I come back from Cannes, I take a rest for a couple days, and then June 1st, maybe I begin work, and it's gonna be a-okay. Turns out that is estupido, because right now, because I've applied OPT so late, I need the start date to be as late as possible, aka July 14th. So hopefully, now we're on a tight race. A race so tight, it could break a dick. Essentially, I'm going to... It's this insanely complicated 3-parted brain aneurysm where I have to first submit my OPT I-20 request. It's going to go to my academic advisor. Academic advisor say yes. They're going to send it to OIS. OIS say yes. And then they bring it back. That's part 1. And then I have the OPT I-20. And then I immediately file an I-765. I submit it to USCIS. And then they take, theoretically, 3.5 months to process that. Now, if lucky, and they're like, instead of 3.5, maybe we do 3 months, or maybe 2 months, 2.5 months, then I will survive in July. Then maybe July, they'll finish it right on time. And then they return the I-765 to me, and then I have to file another thing, and that's part 3, and I'm not super familiar with part 3. I kind of forgot what happens. But essentially, part 3, I submit something, and then they will mail me an EAD card. And the EAD card, on the card, it will say my name and the fact that I'm doing OPT, its start date and its end date. Right? So start date would be July 14th, 2026, and the end date would be July 14th, 2027. Now, there are multiple gambles going on. One is I don't have a job secured. It's okay. I'm going to do an OPT request, and my request start date is July 14th. If I get a job before July 14th, I can't work until July 14th. If I get a job after July 14th, then I will have multiple days of unemployment, and I can have up to 90 days of unemployment. If I reach 90, they will empty my guts out and feed it back to me, and then empty them out again, which will kill me. So obviously not cool, but 90 days is a lot, and I'm sure I'll find some bullshit job, okay? I'm sure I'll find some bullshit job. I talked to Asir this morning, and this morning is 2 p.m., and Asir was basically like, oh my god, I applied OPT a whole month ago, you need to apply as soon as possible. I don't have a job secured either, you'll be fine, apply first, and then look for a job. And, yeah, essentially there's that. And apply the OPT request date as late as possible, because that's the only way you'll survive. So, yeah, so I requested it in the morning, and then yes, I'm worried, but we'll see what happens. So the rest of the day, I was quite productive. I finished a film, I edited some stuff, and then I went to H Mart. Rookie fucking mistake. I forgot to bring my cloth bag to H Mart, and all supermarkets in LA have changed to using paper bags quite a while ago. And I thought, okay, well, they can give me paper bags. It's fine. I'll just get new bags. No, they have paper bags, but they have no handles. And H Mart is out of the four sources of groceries I have right now, which is Ralph's, Trader Joe's, Wee, and H Mart. H Mart is the toughest because it's a 12-minute walk plus a bus ride, and so with no handles, I have to clutch two huge heavy bags of food, sort of embrace them around my arms for the entire duration of a bus ride and then a 12-minute walk. I had to find a song that's long enough, the Car Seat Headrest song Gethsemane, so that I don't have to change songs while I listen to music, and I like Humpty Dumpty'd my way across the entire block of streets for 12 fucking minutes. I went back to this apartment complex, I slammed the gate, opened the door, slammed the door, went to the table, slammed my groceries on the table, and yeah. God damn, I love being awake, by the way. I'm awake right now. I'm not sleep deprived right now, so I'm able to like be dramatic and shit. Fuck. But yeah, essentially there's that, and but all good. $90 worth of H Mart, by the way. $90 plus a little weed. And then I went out again. I went to Target and I bought just a little hand sanitizer and soap, and then that's it. Had dinner, and then yada yada. And I also edited a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of Can Vlog, my college update video. So so far so good. So far so good. So pretty productive, even though obviously there's never enough time to finish everything in one day. But still pretty productive. But yeah, definitely worry about OPT. The other thing is I spoke with Maisie, actually. I spoke with Maisie and Christian because I wanted to hang out with them tomorrow because I don't want tomorrow to be another lonely day. So I texted in the Maisie Christian group chat, which hasn't been active in a month, and I was like, what's everyone's plans tomorrow? Christian's not responding, but I was like, well, I'm probably going to go to the Festival of Books thing, and Maisie's like, yeah, I'm down. Maisie went today, but Maisie's like, I'm down to go on a second day, so it's going to happen. No time is set, but pretty sure we'll be hanging out tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. Let's hang out, let's talk, let's grab a drink, let's whatever, let's be friends and shit, yeah. And then tomorrow night, hopefully, the gym. So, yeah, and then Monday, of course, Century City. But yeah, feeling pretty solid overall. I texted Tova, and Tova's like, no, I'm busy. I got work tomorrow, etc. It's fine. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else. Yeah, I'm excited for Can. I'm excited for, there's really not much else to be excited for, honestly. Like, the next thing is graduation. The next big thing is graduation, and the next big thing is Can, so. And then that's it, and my school life is over. Waiting for a response from Sunny. But it's very low pressure. Like, I'm not... I don't know. I just, like... Is Sunny gonna be my next obsession? I hope not. The thing is, after Leslie and Jaeyoon, I think Leslie was extremely stressful. Like, back in 2023, April and May, every single day I'm like dying to hear from her. I'm scared that she won't like me. And then Jaeyoon, I kind of got better at it. It was less, ooh, I said something wrong, more about, oh, she doesn't think much of me, and she has too many other popular friends. And I guess with Sunny, I'm not worried about her disliking me. Even if she dislikes me, it's like not a big loss. I do realize that she has a big group of friends out there, including Maisie. Interesting mutual connection. But yeah, she's crazy. She took a selfie yesterday and then posted it on Instagram, and she says, "My acne is beautiful," And today she posted a photo of herself in a SpongeBob shirt saying goodbye Instagram, and it's like blurry and it's like ironic. Like you can tell she's crazy, and I'm kind of scared because she's somehow even crazier than Jiren and Leslie. I mean, Jiren is already not that crazy, but obviously Jiren also has her own issues, and Leslie even more so. But I feel like Sunny is like next level. I feel like Sunny is even worse than Leslie, which is really scary to me. But I feel like I also know how to handle it in case things go extremely wrong. But I definitely want to get close to her. Definitely gonna play with fire a little bit. Um, yeah, that's all. Okay, time now is 1:26 p.m. on April 19th. Um, yeah, so, um, yeah, I, hmm, slept from 5:20, 5:20-ish to about 12:10-ish, and I still managed to stay on my bed for like one more hour. But yeah, another day, another beautiful sleep, feeling good, feeling recharged. Definitely slept a little too late there. But yeah, it's fine, whatever. Um, yeah, I dreamed about, again, just talking to my mom. Uh, what did I dream about? I dreamed about probably graduating and talking to my mom again. That's probably what I've been dreaming about lately. Oh, yeah. And then, oh, I dreamed about something specific, but I forgot. I think, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, today I'm going to, probably go to the book fair. Um, but yeah, I don't know if Maisie's gonna go, but Maisie seems like she's down. Christian's not responsive. I'm guessing he's on set, to be honest. Um, but yeah, if I'm gonna go to the book fair, I have to go like soon because it's gonna end like in the afternoon sometime. Um, and yeah, aside from that, I'm also gonna hit the gym, and that's pretty much it. Another chill odd day. Um, yeah, I don't know. I do. Um, Last night I called my mom for a little bit and talked about OPT, and it's freaking me out. It is freaking me out because, yeah, because I'm basically fucked. I have to pay the premium processing fee. The thing is, I have to have the EAD card when I return from France, which is May 24th, and that's a little bit more than a month later. So I basically need a month. And I need to have the EAD card by May 18th, which is the day I'm leaving, because I'm taking it with me to France and then coming back. So, literally a month later, less than a month later. So, I need to get my OPT process immediately and then pay the premium processing fee. Hopefully, it'll be done in a couple weeks max. And then get the EAD card ASAP. That's the only way. And then get it before May 18th. If I get it after May 18th, I will be fucked. And there are two other ways to survive, though. One is, and Asir mentioned this to me, have someone secretly send the document to France, and then have me pick it up in France, and then fly back. The other is the I-797 receipt thing, which is extremely risky. But both cases are extremely risky. Sending a document to France just to bring it back to the US is utter insanity. But then again, if the US government made me go to Mexico for 4 hours and came back, which is already insane enough, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yeah. What the hell is going on? What the fuck is this? What is this? This had happened 2 years in a row at USC, but both times I've ignored this. Can't believe what they've done to my campus. I am starting to question whether I should have come here in the first place. What the hell is going on?
Oh, there's a merchandise. Let's go look at the merchandise.
Do I know someone here? Swear to God, I do know someone here. What is this line? What is this?
Like sacrifice, begins as a word at first.
DMC. What is this? So interesting. What? The fuck? What the hell? That guy is fucking dead. That's what happens when you go to USC, you die. Yep. Little Cinephile. That's my rapper's name. I keep seeing these very Cantonese sounding names and I'm like kind of curious. Is this Filipino flag? I found a tent for weebs. Lamo. You know, fuck it, I'm going in, even though I'm not gonna get anything. Huh. Maybe it's good for my class.
Introducing the first Latina superhero team in a comic book.
Absolutely insane how they transformed my campus into something like this. I mean, frick, the religion school's over there. I know this place. Marshall's over there. Bruh. $23? What? Getting robbed in broad daylight. Okay, time now is 2:04 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, tired. Today has been quaint again. I did not exactly have a full night's sleep, but I still had a good sleep. Which is great, 2 days in a row, and about to be 3 days in a row of good sleep. But I'm gonna try to sleep earlier tonight. Yeah, I feel okay. I woke up and then I immediately had a stomachache, and then I wanted to go to the book fair. And so, I did go at 3:10-ish. I read that, I checked online, and I thought that the book fair ends at around 4 or 5 p.m., which is true. It ended around 5, so I thought I'm just gonna go at around 3 and catch the last 2 hours and take a look. I wanted to hang out with Maisie and Christian. I've realized that we actually haven't hung out in a month. The last time we hung out, also the first time we ever hung out, was in mid-March, right before the Oscars, the day before the Oscars, during spring break. And it's been a whole month actually, and I realized I haven't even seen Maisie for a month. Have I? I don't think I have. I've talked to her a lot. I've seen Christian like 5 times. But yeah, so Christian's not reading my texts, and I guess he's on set. And then I texted Maisie. I texted in the text group chat, and Maisie's like, "Oh well, low-key, I'm doing some stuff now, and it's gonna close at 5 anyways." And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna head over there anyways." So I just walked all the way to campus, and I arrived at the book fair. And yeah, real interesting. This is the last 2 years I was in USC, the book fair happened, but I never really cared for it. I never really went. And this time I went, and I just walked around for an hour, and then I just left. And it's absolutely fascinating because I've never seen my college campus being altered this way. I've never seen I've seen like, you know, the Trousdale Parkway, the main walkway of the campus. I've seen that place, you know, job fairs, like I've seen those stuff, but for some reason this is so big. This reminds me of Anime Expo. There's so many white tents, and I walk and I walk and I walk, and somehow I still haven't reached the center of campus. And I don't know why the school in particular today feels so huge. I walked towards I went to DMC, and then I walked over to Alumni Park, or not, McCarthy Quad, and it's just aligned with tents. And then I walked to the other direction, and eventually I walked over to like the Annenberg side, and then I walked north to SCA, and I just sat down for 20 minutes because I realized I haven't really sat down. And Christian almost decided to come. Christian was on set. And at the end, Maisie was instead talking about the drama, because Maisie hasn't seen the film, and Maisie wants to see it. But it's so unfortunate. I've seen it already. I watched it alone because I thought no one's going to watch it with me. Turns out Maisie wants to watch it. And Christian's like, "Yeah, I'm down." And Maisie's like, "Okay, I just impulse bought some drama ticket. But somehow Christian didn't respond after that. And then Maisie maybe is going to watch alone. I don't know. And so I did not see either of them. I went back home around 5, and then I just chilled at home for quite some time. I had a very good lunch where I mixed rice with kimchi jjigae. And then I went to the gym. I worked out, came back, had dinner. And I ran out of vegetables, so I did not have any vegetable. There are tomatoes in the tomato sauce when I made the pasta. There's corn. I had some corn, but that's it. I did not have a lot of veg. To be fair, lunch today, the kimchi jjigae, had a lot of kimchi in it, which is vegetables. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to eat an orange in a moment. Is it 2 a.m.? Jesus Christ, it is. So yeah, but yeah, Maisie just went out. She made a bunch of Instagram stories where she's walking around in downtown LA, just lost, and she's like, "Oh, I'm on the bus dash F, and I'm trying to take a whole loop of it." And then apparently she met up with someone, and they talked, and maybe it's Christian, I don't know. But they were talking about cheating, because they both got cheated on, and I'm just like, okay, man, okay. But yeah, nothing else happened today. Very quaint day. I don't know why I feel like everyone disappeared. I feel like everyone's doing something random, and I don't really know where anyone is. Andrew Wu and Ethan Kwan and Harley and a bunch of other people, they're filming this Haute magazine video, which is cool. Cool for them. I don't care anymore. I'm done with sets. I'm truly done with sets. And then Anya and Rachel Barris, they are at Seattle, and they went to visit the Snoqualmie, the Twin Peaks, the diner, and the waterfall, which is really cool. I went last winter. And that's pretty much it. No news from anyone else. So, yeah. I feel okay. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm meeting up with Michelle at Century City. It's going to take me 2 hours to get there. And, yeah. And I'm going to be watching Speed Racer, which is awesome. And then that's it. So very quaint day, not much else. But for some reason when I went to the gym, also I ran into Alex Lee at the book fair, and I said hi for a moment. So again, even though I don't know anyone, I will still somehow run into someone, which is great. When I went to the gym today, I actually felt very motivated, and I tried lifting. I did the bench, like lay down on the bench and then open arms and letting gravity pull the dumbbell down, chest fly, I think it's called. And I raised 15 pounds, and I realized it's kind of light. So I did 20 pounds, and 20 felt just right. And then I did the pull down chest thing, and then I did bench press. I did a couple pull-ups, and I'm like, I can't do it. My biceps are literally hurting. So I did bench press, and then I did 5 pounds on both sides. And I'm like, this is light. What the fuck? And I did 10 pounds, and 10 pounds felt good. And I don't know what's going on. I think maybe it's because I have more sleep today, which is why I'm stronger. And also, when I took the lift to the gym, when I took the free lift, the driver stopped right across the McCarthy entrance to pick up someone. And that someone didn't show up for like 4 minutes. So I'm just sitting there like an idiot, listening to shitty music, waiting for that someone to appear. And I'm just like, why wait? I'm just gonna leave. I can just go. The gym is literally right across the road. I don't have to wait for this passenger to come in and then the car to swerve to another side and then for me to walk to the entrance. Like, no. And then I saw the red light in the crossroad between McCarthy Entrance and Century Apartments. I saw the red light turn white and it's counting down from 24 seconds. And I told the driver, you know what, I can get off here. I got off and I ran super fast across the road. Interestingly, I was insanely fast, but I felt nothing. I was not tired. I was not out of breath at all. And maybe it's a combination of me having enough sleep, but also because I've been running so much on treadmills that I'm getting better at running, which is so shocking, but I feel like I'm getting better and better at running. So yeah, anyways, tomorrow's gonna be exciting, and then I have a whole ass homework to submit tonight. Actually, 11:59, a couple hours ago, but who cares? And then yeah, I'm gonna yeah, 2 more weekends left. Fuck me. Again, only 2 things. I only need to worry about 2 things. 3 things. One is OPT, which is life and death. One is Sunny. I choose to worry about her, I guess. And this is not as bad as Leslie or Jiren. I think if she disappears into the void, then so be it. But I do want to get close to her. I find her interesting, and I want to get to know her. And if this develops anywhere, cool. If it doesn't, who cares? And then the final thing I want to worry about is the Empire. I want to at least have shot like a test shoot before the semester ends. So I only have 3 things to worry about, and then I can graduate in peace. 3 things. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up early because I need to speak to OIS. I don't have to wake up early. I can wake up 12:30-ish. And yeah, that's all. Okay, time now is 11:54 a.m. in the morning on April 20th. I slept from... I went to bed super late. I went to bed at 5:40 and yeah, fuck. I did finish a lot of stuff last night though. I did. Yeah, but I did go to bed at 5:40, and then I quote unquote naturally, Mary, my roommate, woke me up and her friend screaming, listening to music about 10 minutes ago. So I'm like, well, great. I love it when that happens. I love it when that happens. So 6 hours of sleep, which is not the end of the world, but yeah. And tonight I'm definitely, whatever it takes, man. I'm taking melatonin pills. I'm going to bed at 4. That's tonight, my friends. That's tonight. But yeah, I need to wake up early anyways, for OIS, because I need to get into the Zoom meeting with OIS, to ask questions. Okay, dreams. So, I had a dream where I was the judge. I was chosen as the judge for, a film festival. But each day of the film festival has a different judge. They choose a different judge each day, and on my day, there were 2 feature films playing, and one of the feature films director was there, and I was sitting there, and I feel bad. I'm like, I don't want to offend anyone, but I will be watching these 2 feature films and giving them scores, and sort of like talk about which one's better. I'm the sole judge, and I was in this wooden. It felt like the school hall back in secondary school, and I was sitting at the very, very front. But it was in this very wooden, but lacquered wooden place, very bright, very sports stadium esque, and why is she so fucking loud? Every single sentence she says is so fucking loud. Anyways, yeah, and before the feature film starts, a group of people, maybe 2 or 3 people, went on the stage and presented a bunch of short films, which have nothing to do with me. So there's that. I also remember another part of my dream suddenly, where I'm kind of traveling somewhere in the morning, maybe. Me and my family visited my brother, and supposedly my brother in Seattle, but it felt like some weird industrial part of Hong Kong, like the industrial Taipo or industrial Tuen Mun or something, where it's all buildings and streets, and it's really depressing and sad and dense and dusty. And we went into a place, and it turns out my brother's apartment is next door. It's in the building next to our building, and I guess we were staying at some sort of hotel. But at some point, maybe it was our helper who brought us to some very interesting, messy place, some kind of family house where everything's dirty and sweaty, and there's like animals like flying around like flies, but like other insects. But somehow they serve really good food, and yeah, somehow they serve really good food, or they do something really good, and we were just there for a bit, and I was actually enjoying it low key. That's it. That's all. So yeah, today I'm excited to go to Century City to have dinner with Michelle and watch Speed Racer. Yeah, and then in the meantime, again, I have a lot of time for myself to edit, to watch other shit, and work on my religion homework, work on this, work on that, yada yada, and yeah, what just stuff and things, worry about OPT. Oh yeah, I called my mom last night and talked about the whole OPT situation, and my mom was like, "Do you want my opinion?" And she said, "My opinion is that you shouldn't go to Cannes." And I was honestly kind of disappointed that she said that. Like, what the fuck do you mean? You know, am I just gonna, okay, okie dokie, and then I just cancel my flight, cancel my entire trip, fuck the whole thing over? I don't want to do that. But if I don't go to Cannes, it's like the safest route, but to me, it's the last resort. If I don't go to Cannes, I don't leave the country, then I won't be in trouble. You know, I won't get deported, I won't get accosted at the customs. So I guess today, talking to the OIS will help because they'll give me some answers and help me figure out if leaving the country is a good idea or not. But at the very, very end of last night, I found out that my flight from Delta is not refundable. So I have to fly anyways, unless I want to lose $1,300. So yeah, I guess I'm going to Cannes anyways. It's very weird. Seeing a flight ticket being non-refundable should be a bad thing, but it actually it's good news to me. So yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
Oh. I mean, ditto. Me too.
Reminds me of the IMAX theater in Cannes.
I haven't been here in a long time.
I don't think I've been to the. Okay, it's 3:34 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, late. Today was okay. We're 25 days away, which is really scary. Not only is this less than 30, now we're only 25 days away. 25? That's a quarter. That's a quarter of 100 days. Yeah, today was fine, I guess. I didn't have a fantastic sleep, but just enough for me to feel pretty energetic for the rest of the day. And I'm probably gonna go to bed in like an hour, hopefully. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Today has been quaint. I didn't do much after I woke up. I went to the OIS Zoom meeting, which I waited a whole hour to get a response to. I waited in the Zoom meeting in the home room for like a whole hour before I got into the breakup room. So here are the updates on the whole OPT clusterfuck. So, good news and bad news, ambivalent news, I guess. First of all, the bad news is, according to the office, even if I pay the premium processing fee, it's too late. It's too late. It takes 10 days for the OIS to process my OPT I-20, so I won't have my OPT I-20 until early May, and then if I pay the premium processing fee, theoretically it takes a whole month, so I won't get it until June 1st, until early June. But the good news is, theoretically, if I go to France and then come back to America, and at the customs I have the receipt for OPT application, theoretically, in theory, I should be able to go through. And then I asked the woman, you said in theory, or like she didn't say in theory, she said possibly, and I was like, how high is the possibility? And she's like, well, it's just as high as anything else. Like, even if you have an EAD card, everything approved, and you go through customs, but you have a criminal record, yada yada, they won't let you in. That I know. it's all they keep saying the same shit. They keep saying, "Oh, we don't know." There's always the possibility that you get denied. So I guess we're just playing with chances. We're just playing with fire. The truth is, the Delta flight I have to France, is not refundable. So I have to go to Cannes. I have no choice, I guess. I mean, okay, so there are a few other options, I guess. One is I could call. Okay, so whatever happens, first of all, I'm gonna go to Reddit and ask for help, which is probably not that helpful. But nothing is helpful at this point. The other is I can call Delta and ask them, can I refund? And if so, when is the deadline? When is the last possible day I could ask for a refund? But again, that's something I would not want to do. That's my last resort. I do really want to go to Cannes. The third thing would be to pay the premium processing fee, but that's still taking a risk because that doesn't guarantee I'll get the EAD on May 17th. By May 17th. So, yeah, it's all very scary. It's all one giant anxiety attack. But we'll see. We'll see. And again, I should have applied back in February. I'm fucking stupid. I don't know why it took me so long. I fucked up big time. So, yeah. But whatever the case may be, they told me I don't have to pay the premium processing fee because A, I can pass through customs with the receipt, theoretically. B, if I don't have my EAD card yet, it's fine, but they'll just push my OPT start date. So I will just have like unemployment, lots of unemployment days. So the only reason for me to do a premium processing fee is if I have a job secured and it's starting early, which I don't know, who cares. So yeah, there's that. After the Zoom meeting, I filmed a movie review. I edited a little bit. I had a big lunch, big bowl of noodles, and then I went out. I ran out. I went to the bus stop. The bus is already gone, so I went back to my room, and for about half an hour in my street clothes, I almost finished watching Stranger Things season 5 with 2 scenes left, and just now I finished it. But yeah, I stood here for half an hour and then I left, and then I took a 1 hour and 10-minute bus ride to Century City, which is not that bad. I thought it would take 2 hours, but yeah, on the bus, I don't know, I felt melancholic again, just the idea of having only 25 days left. And also, well, like 13 days for school days. And me, the stress coming from OPT, but also just me and the people and things and memories and have I done enough, you know? Have I tried enough? Have I done enough? So, I don't really know, but I was quite melancholic. And I listened to classical music, and that led me to a rabbit hole of listening to just sad music, like Evangelion, and then, you know, some Mid-Air Thief maybe. No, I didn't listen to that. I listened to Aobuchiko, but yeah, I was just quite sad. But I arrived at Century City, waited for a bit. Around 8:45, I met up with Michelle. It's our first time hanging out since early January when we watched Mirror together. For her, it's been a long time. You know, it's been 3.5 months. For me, 3.5 months is not that long. Again, like, I think the longest time I haven't seen someone is like Natalie. I haven't seen her in like 1.5 years or 2 years, or maybe my brother as well. But yeah, we hung out, we walked around, and then we ate food at Shake Shack. I bought $26 worth of dinner, which is a little fucked up. Burger, onion rings, and then a big shake. But I was like, fuck it, you know, I'm nearing the end of the semester, might as well enjoy my food. I was also in the mood for a shake. And then we watched Speed Racer, and it's fucking fantastic. I feel like if my day wasn't, like, if I wasn't stressed out about OPT, and if the whole graduation thing isn't imminent, I would have enjoyed this a lot more. But I'm afraid from now on, every single film I see, I'll be affected by graduation. Christian also texted me saying, "Oh, we can do a productivity session thing tonight." And I don't know what that means. I genuinely thought it meant smoking weed. And he's like, "No, just like homework and stuff, like a homework date, like a study date." And I'm like, "Oh." But I didn't go. But I genuinely think this weekend, I want to fucking hang out with people. I want to hang out with people, call people, connect with people. I just want to enjoy every single moment I have left. And yeah, yeah, I don't know. I just want to enjoy every single moment I have left. I thought about not going to Click to View this Thursday because, like, I don't want to go every week. I don't want to look too try hard. But then, come to think of it, it's like there's 2 weeks left. What the fuck am I doing? I want to enjoy every single moment I have left with people. So, yeah, fuck it. Yeah. And yeah, I want to shoot a test shoot video for the Empire with Glenn, Ariel, Sunny, and Ryan Rigor. Okay, the thing with Sunny is I realize she doesn't even look at my Instagram stories. I think she's chronically online, but she doesn't even look at my Instagram stories. I feel like, and I don't want to jump into conclusions like, oh, she finds me annoying, she hates me, blah, blah, blah. She probably is just really busy and she probably has a lot of other people on her mind more than me, which is kind of bad news. But the thing is, you know what? I have 25 days left. In fact, I have 2 weeks left. And I genuinely, you know what? I'm not gonna dilly-dally around. I think with Jayun and also with Leslie, there's a lot of dilly-dallying. Like, there's a lot of, does she like me? Does she not like me? I want to run into her. I keep going across SCA, the lobby, to see if I can run into Jayun. No more of that. None of that. I'm just gonna be straight to the point. Not because I'm aggressive. I mean, yes, because I'm aggressive, but more importantly, because I just don't have the time anymore. I'm just gonna straight up just ask her and talk to her whenever I can. Hopefully run into her. That would be great. But I don't know. I hope she shows up to Click to View. I hope she gets back to me on some of that text. But I'm not gonna like dilly-dally around. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Next conversation, I'm straight up gonna be like, let's talk. Let's have a phone call and talk. I don't even care. If this doesn't like go anywhere interesting, I don't even fucking care. Right? My goal ultimately is to get to know her because I find her interesting and I've chosen her to be my final case as a detective. And yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I need to buy my graduation. See, $90. Yeah, I don't fucking care anymore. I have no time to beat around the bush. How many conversations did it take for me to actually hang out with Jayun, by the way? I mean, I ran into her on set. On Maisie's thing, and then on Rush, on Starman as well, but that was after Colin's reveal. The only time I hung out with Jayun was in Hong Kong. And it kind of like a crazy slow build up to that. And but like at that point it was like stars were aligned. Like Jayun wants to come to Hong Kong and it just so happens I'm there and it's fucking amazing. It's much easier here though. I go outside, I'm at the USC area, we're in the area, we can just meet. With Leslie, it's even crazier because I never hung out with Leslie. I run into her a couple times. Oh well, to be fair, 2001: Space Odyssey, but then again, that's after the phone call, so that doesn't really count. But every time I see Leslie, it's on set, at CMD, or I ran into her in Ron and in Seven Samurai. And then forget about Mary. Literally, like, and I've hung out with like a bajillion other girls. Even like, recent example, Kaylin, even though I and her aren't that close, but it's literally just a DM, some small talk, and then let's hang out. DM, small talk, let's hang out. It can be so simple if you are brave enough, if you have the guts. So I guess my next step would be just hang out or even have a phone call. Even a phone call would be great. I don't even have phone calls with Leslie. Other than the one time we had a phone call, it was literally the end. If I can have one phone call with Sunny, that's it. If I can have one hangout, that's it. And then I think a phone call plus a hangout already brings us about 59 times closer. So I'm just going to work towards that. Next time I talk to her, I'm just going to be like, let's have a fucking phone call or let's hang out. And I don't know what are the chances of her saying no. If she says no, it's fine. Again, I don't have time to beat myself up. If she says no, if she rejects me, blah, blah, I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, moving on. I don't have that kind of time anymore. I genuinely don't. There's literally no space for me to doubt anything at all. This is it. And then of course, hopefully this weekend, hang out with Christian and Maisie. Have a good talk to them. Have a good talk. And then also shoot the test shoot for the Empire. At least, I want to have at least shot something before the semester ends. Have at least put myself out there. Throw a little stone, throw a little rock out there, right? A little rock. So again, these are the 3 goals. And it's good that it's ending, but my life isn't perfect yet. There's one bit more conflict, a bit more tension right at the end. Just a bit more. I like that. Yeah, I gotta go to bed though. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know when Sunny's. It's really daunting when I think about how there's so many experiences I have missed out in terms of romance in school. Like, I don't know what it's like to be in the same class with someone I love, like dating someone in the same class. I don't know what it's like to be in a party with someone I like. I don't know what it's like to be in a club with someone I like. But I think at some point I have to let go, like, yeah, I've probably missed out on a bajillion things. But if I can have one moment, just the one moment, of me still being in school, if I can just have 1 second of it, just the 1 second, that's good enough for me. That's all I'm asking for, just the 1 second. Yeah. So, yeah. That's it. That's all. Hanging out with Michelle is good. It's fun. It's strange because Michelle was like, well, if you really, really need green card marriage, you can ask me. But I'm like, nah, that's crazy. And she's like, thank God you said it's crazy. Okay, time now is 9:36 a.m., 9:38 a.m. on April 21st. Yeah. I slept from about 5:15, more like 5:17. to 9:25, so about 4 hours of sleep. The cycle continues. I can't believe it. I don't know. Last night I didn't even finish the assignment where I have to type a paper. I was on page 2, even though it was supposed to be 5 pages. Yeah. That's fucked up. I can't do this anymore. 2 weeks left. So tonight, I'm going to bed 4 a.m. That's the goal, okay? 4 a.m. And I know I say that every night. I know every night I'm like, I'll sleep 4 a.m., blah, blah, blah. But no, genuinely, you know what, fuck it, 3:30. I'll take some melatonin. I'll go to bed 3:30. It's gonna be beautiful, okay? Yeah, today is religion class, complet class, and then, I'll spend some time reading / drawing, and then, yeah. And then at some point I'll have to go outside to buy some toilet paper and also some vegetables, actually. And then that's it. So, yeah. I don't know. I just hope I enjoy today. I hope I enjoy the rest of the 2 weeks. I think the difference between the ending of school life now versus the ending of school life back in 2020 is that I get to choose to enjoy. In 2020, I didn't know when is school ending because it ended in a moment. It was just gone because of COVID. So at least I have the choice. But yeah, the last 3 days, the weekend was nice because I got to sleep a lot and recharge, and also I actually finished a lot. Like, I was actually quite productive over the weekend. So, you know, yeah. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Fourth time. Oh, so tender. Okay, time now is 3:28 a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed like ASAP, even though I literally just washed my face and hair and changed my clothes. But yeah, today is another quaint day, unfortunately. What 24 days left? Jesus Christ. Yeah, not a lot happened today, unfortunately. It was rainy, but I was never in the rain. It was rainy, but every time I'm outside, there's no rain, but the ground is wet. The morning is quiet, cold, sad. I took a bus. I walked slowly. I didn't chase after the bus. And somehow the bus was really late, and then I noticed that the entire street has no cars. I'm like, that's kind of weird, so I decided to just walk to school. And then as I walked to school, I saw bus 38 swoop right past my face. My theory is that a section of the road of Jefferson Boulevard is like blocked off or something, so no cars went, but maybe I walked past an intersection and the bus kind of went back. But still, this is fucking stupid. So the religion class paper, I was supposed to write 5 pages. I ended up writing 2 pages. It was barely complete. I tried to write more on my phone before class, but at this point, what's the point? So I went to religion class, and me and 2 other Korean people, one Korean girl, the other Korean guy, their names are Suin and Jaehyuk, or Jake. And we sat together and we basically peer reviewed each other's papers, and mine was incomplete. But we ended up just talking, and somehow I sound American, and the girl Suin, she sounds American. Jaehyuk sounds Korean. She has a very clear Korean accent. Turns out he's the guy with the green card, and turns out we're both the F1 students. And it was so interesting because my paper is about the 3 churches I've attended. And the second church is a church in Hong Kong that has a lot of international rich kids. And Suyin was like, oh, that church in Hong Kong, I've been there for like a few years. And I'm like, wow. And then after we did the whole peer review, I asked her more, like, what do you mean you were in Hong Kong? You were there for study? And she's like, yeah, for like middle school, for 5 years. So I assume it's more like secondary school, more like an international school. And turns out she's born in Korea for real. I thought she's just Korean American. I know she mentioned she's Korean in the first class, but that could mean Korean American. But no, she's born in Korea, and then moved to Shanghai, moved to Hong Kong, moved to Jakarta, and then moved to LA, I guess. So she's one of those, like, I lived around, I have multiple home cities kind of person. And, but yeah, it turns out she's senior. We're all seniors, as it turns out. It turns out so many people in this class are seniors, which is so interesting. And then turns out she just applied for OPT. Not just. I actually don't know when she applied, but she told me she paid the premium processing fee. I'm like, wow. So I'm not alone in this insane battle. So we'll see. I haven't paid the premium processing fee yet. Again, the receipt should be enough to get me across the border. I'm either overcomplicating things or I'm underestimating how fucked up it actually is at the border. So I'm very scared. But we'll see. So tomorrow I'm waking up a little early in order to bug my academic advisor and force her to sign the OIS, the OPT request, so that she send it to OIS so that OIS can get back to me so that I can apply to the government. Which is absolutely testicularly unhinged. So hopefully it all works out magically. And then I went to Complit class and it was fine. My laptop freaked out, went insane, died. My keyboard, my mouse pad died, the touchpad died, and then I switched it off knowing that my laptop's gonna take 10,000 years to turn back on. And it did take 10,000 years. In fact, it took so long that it ran out of power and it basically died. And so the entire class I did not look at my laptop. I did not write any notes. I just listened to the professor. We talked about Japanese poetry, and then he showed a video, documentary, and of course, I fell asleep. There are points where I would have like periods of time where my eyes are closed, and then I open my eyes and think, wait, why did I close my eyes? I didn't intend to close my eyes, but when I had my eyes closed, it was very secured. Like I wasn't even trying to reopen them. But yeah, after religion class, I went back to SCA, sat down at the 3rd floor, and I spent 1.5 hours writing a letterbox review, drawing, and did a little tiny bit of reading. And cueing the run-ins, I guess, because I ran into several people. I ran into the Romanian professor, who thankfully still recognizes me. And I think establishing relationships with professors is really fucking important. And then, yeah, and then as you gotta reply to the Vietnamese professor's email. And then, yeah, and then I ran into a bunch of random. I ran into Keisha. Keisha was at Enoch, and Keisha told me, "Oh, some guy wanted a PD next week for like a music video shoot, and I referred you." And I'm like, "Thank you, that's great, but I can't because I'm graduating. Like, what are you talking about? I cannot have another set." Especially when it's literally 1 week before graduation, or 3 weeks, but still. So I have to turn it down. And then, what else? I ran into Daniela Chico, who showed up out of nowhere, said hi, and then went into her scriptwriting class. Same professor as MPSA from last semester. It's really cool. It's really funny. Daniela, she's like very unapproachable back in 290, and she's just like, "Hey, Enoch." And then I ran into, I think that's it. I don't know. I saw a bunch of people this morning. I saw Josh Silva. I saw Colin Nelson this morning, actually, and then I saw Colin Nelson again as I was waiting, as I was about to wait for the bus when I was leaving. And both times I'm like staring at him. He doesn't notice me because he's fucking stupid. But yeah, I didn't say hi to everyone I run into. Oh, I saw Sienna Barker, which is so weird. Like, she was like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Hi," and I'm listening to music where I'm in the mood. It's so weird because I ran into her like 50 times last semester and she never said hi. And then now, all of a sudden, I guess. And then that's it. I took a bus back home and I'm very sleepy. Wanted to sleep on my chair, and then I went to Ralph's. Bought a bunch of shit, came back. And then I had my 4th time braising pork belly. And at this point, it's my 4th time doing it, so I'm not stressing out over the recipe. But this is like the most complete recipe yet. Like, I have rock sugar, I have green onions, spring onion, and tastes really good. And then I just spent 2 hours going through my new Blu-rays and watch Bullets Over Summer, and it's already fucking 3 a.m. so gotta go to bed. But yeah, solid day, I guess. I'm still worried about the 3 things: OPT, the Empire, and Sunny, I guess, are the 3 things I choose to be worried about. I guess the only thing I have no choice is OPT. OPT, I'm trying to handle that tomorrow. And then in the meantime, the Empire, I texted Glenn and Ariel and asked them when they're free to do a test shoot. That's kind of my goal before graduation, is that if I could have some sort of test shoot, let's do it. And then, yeah, and then, Sunny, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think she doesn't even look at my Instagram stories. I don't think she really cares. But for some reason, I'm not pessimistic. I'm not optimistic, but I'm not pessimistic either. I think it's because I have so little time left before I graduate. I don't have room to be pessimistic. One more thought. Last night before I fell asleep, I thought to myself that dating and relationships are like jumping off of a cliff into a deep ocean. It's fucking scary, especially for someone who hasn't done it, but has kept seeing other people do it. And it's this weird, ridiculous, absurd thing that should not exist. Dating, romance, love shouldn't exist, okay? It's absurd. But I guess one way for me to rationalize it is to see it as a bunch of goalposts. Because if you pay attention, even though I've never dated, I've already done all sorts of things with girls. Which is ridiculous that I've never dated. But I've taken a girl to my hometown of Hong Kong. I've watched movies regularly with a girl last semester. I went to Monterey Park to have brunch with a girl. I had phone calls regularly with a girl. right? I've done all these things. I've invited a girl over to my apartment to watch a movie together. And if you combine all these incidents together, and if you think it's the same girl, you would be like, holy shit. But the funny thing is, it's not. They're like a bunch of different girls. And I don't know. I'm not going to put into like tiers or stages. Like people are like, oh, stage 1, hand touching. Stage 2, kissing. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'll say this. With Jiayun, we had regular phone calls. We did hang out once, and in Hong Kong. But of course now it's impossible. So we did phone call and hang out. With Audrey, we watched movies together here in the apartment. And we had a meal together. Kaylin. I don't think I've had a meal with Audrey, but I've watched 2 movies with her outside. So 4 things, right? 4 things. A phone call, hangout, meal, and apartment invite. 4 things. Literally, I've done these 4 things, which is insane. I've done these 4 things in the span of from last summer till now. And prior to last summer, I haven't had regular phone calls with a girl before. Not counting Michelle, not counting the one phone call with Leslie. As far as like romantic-ish phone calls. Yeah, last summer till now, basically. So, I don't know. I think for Sunny, if either one thing could happen, I would be really happy. If 4 of these things could eventually happen, I would be really fucking happy. And these, again, I've achieved these 4 things. So, I know I'm very passive and I just kind of let these things happen to me. Like, I'm rarely the one who's like, Jiayun, let me call you. I was really aggressive with inviting people to see movies in my place, or at least seeing movies with Audrey. I had to really be the one to push it, but she said yes. And then the whole brunch thing with Kaylin, that was her idea. So it was very circumstantial, yes, but I don't know. Again, there's no time to be like, ooh, let's wait it out. There's no time. So literally, I hope I run into Sunny. And if I don't run into her tomorrow, she better show up in Click to You. If not, I'll have to find some other way. But I'm seeing her, and the next conversation we have, let's have a phone call. That's already very good. Okay? That's already really good. I'm just gonna be like, let's have a phone call. And yeah, and then again, I know it's like, it's strange because like, if I look this way, getting with a girl doesn't seem that difficult because I've done all these hangouts before. If I look the other way, I remember, wow, all these times for Leslie, Jiayun, even Mary, I spend so much time and effort and it's like killing me. How am I gonna do that again with so little time? I'm done. I genuinely cannot do it. I can choose to look the first way. I can also choose a middle. Or maybe a little that way. It's difficult. Feelings, at the end of the day, are feelings. And the idea that the opposite person may not reciprocate feelings, that's 99% chance that's not going to happen. But again, let's just think about what I'm going to do in this situation first. And maybe even if she doesn't have feelings for me, which, silly, why would she? If we can hang out and if we can at least talk, maybe. And I don't know, I did the dreams homework, like the dream logs, and I realized I dream about Sunny from time to time over the last few months. And I also even the first time or the second time I've ever seen her, really, when we were sort of hanging out at the fine arts library, that was really cool. That was really fun. And so maybe there's something. But then again, I won't know if I don't try. So